Hi, this is Tim Clancy, running for National Quarter of the Man's Eye Society, doing videos on the responses. Question number 6, halfway through. Let's get to it. It is the question on the proactive disciplinary system. As you know by now, like, share, follow, join the Facebook group for discussions on the restructuring below. All the links, there's going to be a couple documents I reference in this video. Those links are in the comments of the YouTube section. So what are we talking about here? The question was, do you have any plans to make the disciplinary process more proactive in dealing with problems players who skirt the lines of the rules? And this is a key area for me because I've been in this job for a while and I've seen what happens. First of all, though, I have to declare my bias. I do professional evaluations of risk. My research is in violence and instability, harassment, and I actually have a working paper that I developed which brings together all the current research on harassment, assault, from organizations like the Department of Defense, universities, work organizations, religious organizations, but also gaming-related risks. I put it all together in a working paper, and it shows that these LARP organizations, we have a very unique combinations of risks. Now you can see the document's going to be at the top of the comments. There's a link to that. But we have a very high level of risk, but as a volunteer organization, we have fewer resources to handle those risks. So my bias in all of this is that we have a higher ethical obligation to be proactive in this because we are in this risky environment. I know it's easy to think, well, it's pretendy fun vampire time. We need to stop saying that. We have risks and those risks have consequences, and we need to be better at managing those risks to reduce those consequences. So that's my bias. What is it really like trying to find broken stairs? You see a lot of articles describing broken stairs, but I think people have this misperception. Perhaps they think it's CSI and we're going to use the computers and they're going to pop up, or that if it's obviously known in one area, everyone in the organization is going to know, oh, that's the broken stair, let's go get them. The reality is, at least the club right now is a lot more like, it's like looking through Swiss cheese. Because we have a coordinator chain and a storyteller chain, because we have different regions, different reportings, there's a lot of seams that broken stairs can navigate through. And what we found is that what may be obvious in one social network, like everyone's like, oh, that's the broken stair, stay away from them, isn't immediately apparent for the rest of the club. And that creates a disconnect because people at the local level are like, hey, wait a minute, this is obvious and no one's doing something. Well, I guess it's tolerated, I'll be quiet. And that perpetuates the problem. Meanwhile, you're at the top level and you're getting pieces of information, but what you need might be over in the storyteller side because there's 10 reports over there, or you might be a storyteller and have one piece and the other 10 pieces in coordinator. It might be this region or that region. It's really about like finding them by going social network to social network. And that's the hard part, is you have to get out in those social networks and listen to the people there and hear them, because they know who the broken stairs are. They can point them out, but you need to get that kind of ground truth of what's going on. Now, I already made some steps to make it more proactive. We cataloged all the Gmails, so they're sortable. You can look, and this also helps with things like people skirting the rules, being technically correct. All of these are patterns of behavior that are easy to find if all the data is in one place. We also documented the cases, so there's full case files. I also produced a report, again, link in the comments, that is it removed all the personal details, but it says, hey, here's a 1.5 years of investigation data. What is the trend analysis we can see from that? Where are these things happening? Now, there's a lot of data that's not seen in the report because the report's made for public, but behind the scenes, there is some data where we can begin looking at trends and things like that. Another element of proactive action, though, is to make sure that consequences for inappropriate behavior are very clear up front. I'm not going to mess around with a lot of fancy types of disciplinary actions. I only do 4 things if I'm appointed national coordinator, and all of these are within the power of the national coordinator. I'm going to counsel, I'm going to reprimand, I'm going to suspend, I'm going to move for expulsion. And that's really it. People have to understand that there are consequences for inappropriate behavior, and we all make mistakes. I get it. A legitimate one-off error, someone admits wrong, that's a counsel, maybe a reprimand. But when someone starts becoming a broken stair, we need to very quickly suspend them and very quickly move them to expel. We cannot tolerate. And to do this, we need to move out into the community. We need to move out into these social networks where we can be seen and heard and felt on matters of public safety. We need to get out there and make sure that we're talking to people in these social networks, because that's the only way that we're really going to find out who are the broken stairs and who aren't. And it's probably the best way of being proactive is to get out there. So make your voice heard. Like, share, follow, and join the Facebook group below. All the discussion of the restructuring is going on there. I've done 6 of these in a row, and I haven't taken a break. So I'm going to pause here, maybe grab some food, post these 6 up, get them up tonight, and start working on the back 6 when I get back. So have a good evening. Thanks. Bye.